Hey, Zach, things got out of control there pretty quick. But it seems like you and Domas are really developing a nice two-man game. Do you feel that? Do you see it on the court?
Yeah, we're starting to get more and more connected with DHOs, and then mix that in with him setting screens and rolling. So um, obviously we played that well together, and we just got to figure out how we can consistently do that. And obviously, when you don't get stops, it's not good.
You've watched Nique over the last couple of weeks just work on his game. He was aggressive offensively tonight. Just what did you make of his performance?
It was good. The more we put him out there, and the more opportunity he gets. He knows how to play. He's strong enough physically, and he's aggressive, and he has the right mindset. So we've been seeing it in camp, but I think the more and more opportunity you get, the better keep seeing him play.
Obviously, shots weren't really going down tonight, but what did you think of your guys' process and how they were created and the looks that you got?
Hey, we got good shots. But regardless of making or missing them, you're not going to hit shots every night. So we got to figure out a way to, pretty much negate that and still figure out ways to put the ball in the basket. You saw with them, they got to the free throw line a lot more than us. So that's a way to easily, slow the game down or keep it closer. Obviously getting stops on the defensive end is helping that. So regardless of shots going in or not, we got to figure out a way to bridge that gap.
Zach, obviously it's preseason and the games don't necessarily matter, but how is there any extra importance on trying to get a win before the season starts?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to win. But I think more importantly, you try to nail down the things that you can do better. You emphasize the things that you did well. I think we created a lot of good shots for ourselves, but defensively, I think we gave up a lot of easy baskets, and that can't happen once the regular season starts.
Talk about defensively. I know you've said before that it's a process and it might take a little bit of time, but where do you feel like you guys are at in terms of that process, and how quickly can you get to where you need to go when the regular season starts?
Yeah, I mean, we still got to pick it up. It wasn't pretty tonight. They're a good team, and they exploit matchups, and they play to their strengths. As you should. And they hit some shots, but I think you got to figure out how to, even if you're undersized or if you're playing different positions, how to negate that. But you give them credit for hitting shots.
Zach, we got a chance to look at Collins and Brook Lopez. What do you think about that addition that the Clippers?
Yeah, it's a huge addition. It's John Collins as well. They got CP's veteranship. And Brad and Bogey didn't even play, so they're a good team. A good team, but especially I played against Brook in the East for the last 8 years, so you're not going to get a lot of shots at the rim unless you run them. You gotta get some stops.
Zach Domas left in the third quarter. It says he had a little bit of a hamstring issue. Any level of concern there, or any indication?
I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah,
so I'll go check on him afterwards. I didn't know.
Just given what you guys are already going through, then to hear that now. How much concern is there, and is it just kind of another blow right now that you guys got to deal with?
I don't know what's the severity of anything. I just heard it from you, so obviously I hope he's okay. That's don't want to see that, but until I figure out, I don't know.
Zach, you talk about playing. You guys need to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Do you have a sense at this point in camp what you think those strengths might be going into the season, or are you guys still trying to figure that out on the fly, or do you have any idea what those strengths might be?
I mean, individually, I think we all know what our strengths are. We got a guy that's made 25,000, 26,000 points, and get to the line and score, especially in the fourth quarter. I think I'm a 3-level scorer that can get my shot off any time and can space the floor. We got a veteran point guard that can get downhill, and Domas, a guy that, you can go through the roster and you can pick out what guys do and what guys don't do. But I think the really good teams play to their strengths on, like you're not going to see, James Harden off the ball spotting up a lot. You don't put him in pick and roll in a situation to do what he does best. So I think we need to find more opportunities to do that with what we do. Thank you.
Nique, I know this team's trying to figure out a lot on the fly here, especially with the Keegan stuff, but you personally, first 3 NBA-ish games, just how would you talk about just your, direction from then to now?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely just been trying to find a flow within our group, kind of try and establish my role and what I could bring to the team. So I've just been trying to bring energy and effort, the two things I can focus on. The shots is going to fall. night in, night out. You know, you can't hang your hat on that. So I've been just trying to focus on energy and defense, which is what coach preaches. And I feel like I've been able to adjust and kind of get a feel for things, but we getting close to regular season, so I got to continue to learn quickly.
Nique, just the experience of going out there, at one point you're playing against Chris Paul, then James Harden, then Kawhi Leonard, and it just feels like, you know, superstars keep coming at you. How are you dealing with that mental process of playing against star-level players?
Honestly, I've never been somebody that's super starstruck. Like, these are some high-level dudes, and it's crazy that I'm actually here in this position now, going against them. Like, it doesn't even feel real. But you know, for me, I'm confident in myself, and I feel like I belong on the court when I step on the court with those guys. And I'm just trying to prove that and continue to show that I'm capable of playing with those guys. But it is crazy when you really think about what you're actually doing. It doesn't even feel like reality.
Coach Christie say anything significant to you guys after the game?
Honestly, it's the same message. Just like for us, is trying to find a way to be consistent. You know, our starting group came out with a good energy and effort for us, and they set the tone. Second group kind of came in, and we didn't hold the standard. And from there, everything just spiraled. And so I think for us, as a second unit, we got to be sharper. We got to come out and continue to do what the first group was doing and add on to that. And I think that's honestly why we lost the game was our second unit coming in, and they took a large lead, and it was hard to crawl back after that. But we still figuring things out. It's still super early, and, you know, we got a lot more practices, one more preseason game to continue figuring it all out.
Nique, to that point about figuring things out, what do you feel like is maybe the thing that's kind of, I don't know, been the Achilles heel or the thing that's kind of given you guys the most challenge?
I think a little bit of our defense. I think all 3 games we haven't defended as good as we are capable of, and the identity that we want to establish as a team. You know, we want to hang our hat on defense, but we haven't really guarded to the standard that we need to. So I think as a team, we need to come together and continue to build on that, approach it one day at a time in practice. That's how we're going to continue to get better, go back and watch the film and see what areas we could be better. But a lot of things we were just beating ourselves. Easy defensive mistakes that if we just clean up, it's a way closer game. And just knowing personnel, I think that was a big thing as well. Letting Brook Lopez get going, that hurt us. So we'll go back, watch the film, and be better.
Nique, back to you know, playing against those stars like Harden and them, but we all watched Harden and, you know, seeing how difficult it looks to guard him without fouling. He got you on a couple of them. What was that like?
It's a little frustrating. I'm still trying to learn. You know, they say as a rookie you get all the bogus calls and whatnot, and so I'm still trying to learn that piece of the game. Trying to defend without fouling, which is a little tougher than it looks, but I feel like once I figure that out, it's going to change a lot of things for me defensively, and just learning how to figure out my angles better and whatnot, because, you know, I tried to show my hands, got a foul call, reached in one time, thought I hit the ball, got a foul call. So I got to go back, watch the film, like I said again, and just figure out where I could be better to not pick up those early quick fouls. Appreciate y'all. Yep.